Trylko for the Sons of UCF. Student athletes all across the UCF campus getting ready to make that move into the Big 12, but men's soccer is transitioning into the Sun Belt. Big 12 doesn't offer men's soccer. For head coach Scott Calabrese and Sun Belt preseason all-conference players Anderson Rosa and Lucca Dourado, they're up for the challenge of playing in the Sun Belt. First, Coach, how do you look back on last year? What do you learn from last year? It was up and down season, but what do you learn from it that you can take into this season?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot in terms of how we want our team to be resilient in future games coming into this year. I think there were real moments of adversity last year. There were times when we would play well and wouldn't get the result that we wanted. I think when you talk about on the field, what are the things that we needed to learn? When you look back at where a lot of those results came from, it was set pieces and counterattacks. And so you can dominate the game in certain facets, right? Like you can dominate possession, you can dominate being in your opponent's end. But if you aren't able to deal with the set pieces that come with some of the teams that we play, and if you're not ready on the counterattack, then you're leaving results up in the air. So I think on the football side, how do we do better in those two categories? Because we're not going to change the other ones. We want to continue to dominate in possession. We want to be the team that takes the initiative and creates the chances and takes the game to our opponents. But we have to be ready for the other side. And then I think, okay, when things don't go our way, can we be resilient? Can we not panic? Can we know that we're really good and know that we'll get back in the game and embody that emotionally?
For the guys, how does that motivate you, last season's adversity, going into this season?
I think it's always a challenge, coming from, as you said, up and down season to a new conference already, and a conference where you have to prove yourself more, because the other conference, we are already the team to beat, and now you're the team that have to beat the others, So I think it's a challenge, and we love it. We love it. We have played the game for so long, and we have so much experience in the game, and we're just here to prove ourselves, but to ourselves. We're not here to prove to anybody else, but we're here to win.
It's the same thing. It's a big challenge, especially coming from the last season, which for us was not good, and adding new players to the squad, I think it gives us a lot more of challenging. We want that. We want to make to the NCAA tournaments, and I think that will be a big challenge for us, and we're ready for it.
When you see the rest of your UCF counterparts talking Big 12, what do you guys think of the Sun Belt for you guys and playing with this group of teams, and what's your impression of the conference that you'll be playing with?
Yeah. I think when you look at the Sun Belt and who's in the Sun Belt, it's a big time conference, and it's P5s. Kentucky was the number one team in the country in the NCAA tournament, right? They had the number one seed. Marshall, a few years back, won a national championship. When you look at the other teams that are in the conference, it's West Virginia went to the Final Eight by beating Tulsa. I think that was 2 years ago. We get added into that league, and I think we bring a lot of quality to that league. And we played JMU in that COVID year in the 32 round, right? So they're in the league. Georgia State, they went to the NCAA tournament last year. So when you look at that league and the quality of that league from top to bottom, I think it's a very, very good league, and it's a massive challenge. These guys have said it. It's a league that we've got to come in and we've got to prove ourselves. Whereas for a good run there, we were the top team in the 1 or 2 every year in the American. So this is a big challenge.
How do you hope the non-conference schedule prepares you for this conference slate?
Yeah, I think we've definitely decided we want to go and challenge ourselves right away. And I think that's the best way to understand where we are. That opening game against Clemson, that's a great game. It's a high-level game it's going to feel important. There's going to be a big crowd. We're on the road. The atmosphere is going to be great, and then that's the type of game that prepares you for Kentucky away. That's the type of game that prepares you for Marshall away. We've got both those guys away, so it's I think it's going to prepare us. We have an exhibition against USF, which I think that's actually a great game to prepare us for Clemson, because USF, UCF, that's a big game. It's a rivalry game. There's a lot of emotion around that game. So I think we're putting ourselves in a position to really test ourselves.
How has the summer been for you guys in terms of preparations and training, and what's kind of been your impression of what the team will be looking like this year?
Summer has been good, with, as I said, the addition of a lot of players. We have been practicing every day, trying to get the connections together already, and especially now going to the Sun Belt, and it has been really good. Everybody's connected, everybody's ready to go, everybody's ready to play and win, and that's our identity now, win. So it's been good.
Yeah, we try to make the jobs for the coach easier. So this summer, instead of just being home and relax with the family, we came here early, worked. So when we actually got to training with the coaches, we already knew each other. We were already ready to go. And you could have seen that on Saturday against Jacksonville. We were already connected. Everybody knew where to go, what to do. So it was very, very good this summer.
Is that, I'm sure, something that leadership, some individual players had to kind of take on in order to organize that? Was that either of you two who kind of honchoed that at all? Or?
Yeah, it's called Captain's Practice, but we know we have a leadership group with 6, 7 players. So everybody got together and talked to what was summer going to be like, talk to the young guys on the team, because they always come here and they want to follow the leaders, follow the big players. So it was very good, very good.
How does it feel to be named to the all-conference team preseason?
It has been good, because, especially now going to this new conference, I was not expecting that, because there has been a lot of great players in that conference, and being named from the preseason conference. So I think it has been good. It gives us a lot of energy, gives us a lot of confidence to go there and, make sure everybody, are looking at the good guys, So.
Yeah, for me, it's proud, happy, but not satisfied. We always want more, we always want more. We're hungry. We want to have not only me and Lucca, but the coach of the conference, more players, the defensive player, rookie, everybody. We want as much players as we can at the end of the year at the team of the conference.
But Coach, for you, it's good to have a couple of guys on that preseason team. That tells you who you can count on going in.
Yeah, I think it shows a couple things. I think it shows that they're not just players that are recognized by the American Conference. That both of these guys are recognized nationally, right? They're that level. And you need players at that level to be able to compete, and achieve the things we're trying to achieve. So I'm excited to have them back. They're juniors now, and to go back to the question on leadership, both of these guys, they're incredibly humble, but the reality is that the summers are from the team. That flows from the team. The coaches can't be a part of it, and both of these guys, along with that leadership group, they have ambition, for us as a team and as a program and for themselves, and they took hold of the summer, did a great job.
Coach, your confidence in your goalkeeper going into this season, you got to like what you saw from him last year.
Yeah, Wambi was a big bright spot, and I think there's always adaptation. He's coming from, and this goes for every player that comes into our program, especially those that come from abroad. There's always an adaptation phase where you get used to the players you're playing with, you get used to the league, you get used to the style of play that's in college soccer, and I think Wambi's adapted now for this full year, and you can even tell in practices now just how he carries himself. It's more confident, it's more calming, and I think his presence is going to be important. And I'm excited about him. And Luciano has also looked amazing and come back ready to play and ready to fight for a role within the team and the fight for the position. So I think we've got a few good goalkeepers right now.
Preseason fourth, how does that motivate you?
As I said before, it's always a challenge. We new in the conference, they don't know us yet. So we are there, we are here now, and we'll see if they are right or wrong.
We're gonna show them, that's the type of games we want. We want to play with the big guys, with the big teams, and I think that says a lot. Let's go after. I don't want to be number 5. I want to be number 1. And I think our team is ready for that.
What's the goal then?
NCAA tournaments. That's the standard. We want to win tournament conference. We want to go as far as we can, as a team, and we have said that. We as a team, we within the leadership group, the older guys, we're going to do whatever it takes to get there.
And coach, if this team is performing like you hope they do, what will we see?
I think you'll see a team that is dominant in possession, right, and an ability to create chances and take the game to the opponent. But then I also think the growth that we'll see is that set pieces are not going to be threatening. Like we're going to be able to control and be able to defend set pieces at a really high level, and we're not going to be vulnerable on counterattacks. And I think when you see those things, and I'll say this, there'll be other markers, right? If we concede a goal, how our team reacts in that moment, right? We have a difficult moment where a player gets beat or makes a mistake. How does that player react? How do the players around him react, right? Do they support him? Do we have this energy around the team when things go right, when things go wrong? We know exactly what we're supposed to do and how to react, and I think that's going to be really important. And I think we have the maturity to do it now.
The Knights open the season at Clemson on August 24th and then kick off the home slate on August 27th when they welcome in the Stetson Hatters. For the Sons of UCF, I'm Trylko.